Right. Uh, Good evening, Kutala. Everyone. Right. So you all had a small break last time, no? What happened to you all? Right. Anyway, I thought due to some bad weather, right? Some some of you got impacted, right? So anyway, so it's okay, okay, fine, fine, no problem. So it's like this, Puta. So I will wait for 10 minutes. So if I say I'm going to start by 7:15, so I'll wait 10 to 10 minutes maximum, right? So if no one is there, so I will cancel the class. So make sure, right? So take your tolerance as 10 minutes, right? So if I say 10:15, so 7:15 up to 7:25, I will wait for you all. Otherwise, we'll cancel the class for that day, right? So anyway, that's for your information, right? Uh, in case if you are joining late, let me know before that time. So then I can order the class, right? Before the starting time, right? Uh, so how was the exam? You all had exams or how was it? Was it difficult? Or Manuladu, it's not clear. Was it difficult? Okay, good. Let me know the marks privately. Okay, right. Um, hey Babuta, what about you? If you don't mind, you can tell me. Otherwise, you can send me. Okay, just text it. About 70. That's good. So, what are the difficult questions? Ah, so you got some time constraint. So, what was the lesson? Like, you got the binary conversion, right? So, can you? Is it okay if I ask you to share the paper just for my reference? Right, just scan and send to me. Okay. Uh, then if it is a time constraint, that don't worry about that, right? So just check out if you couldn't answer any questions, right? So any unknown questions, then that's the concern, not the time constraint, because you are next exams, like you will get enough time to do that. So nothing to worry about that, right? So everything was under control, right? So you could answer the questions. If you got right, then that's perfectly fine, right? So don't worry about that. So try to improve. It's all about mathematics, no? Just do some more homework, right? Uh, so let's start the. So Manuladu, you also, right? Just share me the question paper, right? Then I can discuss. I think that's good for everyone, right? So I can get some good questions from you all also. Then I can share with others, right? Without telling the school name and all, right? So I just want to have see the structure of the paper. That's all, right? So half an hour means actually they haven't concerned the concern as a major exam this time, but regular exams you will get 2 to 3 hours, right? Right. Okay. So let's move into. We were discussing about uh, the hardware problems, right? And the ports we discussed, right? Last time we discussed on paper. So, all right. You want to see inside hard disk how it is like? So I got hard disk, right? So actually these kind of things actually you can see in grade 10 book, right? So anyway, so actually I bought this to show grade 10 students, right? So I have opened it, right? So we have to unscrew all there are some 6 screws here. So you have to unscrew using screwdriver, right? Then you have to remove this outer cover, right? Okay. It's tightly sealed, right? So you have to, oh, all your data is here. See, you can see, right? See the plates, data plates. This is actually the arms, right? So this is how it looks like. Okay. There's a small uh, moisture, like sort of, it absorbs the moisture inside. So this is the small piece here. This is how basically it looks like. See, right? So all these kind of things we have to study, right? So what's happening, how data is being written here. So all these things actually comes in grade 10, right? So keep those things uh, for grade 10, right? Don't worry at this moment. Okay, let's start the software problems today. So that's our page number 28. Page 28, right? Software problems. Right. What do you mean by software? Nothing but the applications, the programs, right? So we are discussing about the hardware problems, the devices, the physical device problems, right? Computer is a combination of very sensitive electronic devices, right? So similarly, just having the hardware components, we can't make it use, right? We need to uh, apply or install some programs to get the benefit of of the computer, right? So let's say using the computer as example, we want to draft a letter, right? So what you all have to do, right? You need to find suitable program where you can do some word processing. That's called word processing, right? Playing with the words and letters, right? So you need to find out um, word processing type of software. It's one of the most oldest software in the computer. So word processing, it it came from the beginning itself because that requirement, people had that requirement from decades, right? So draft a very decent top of sort of paper, right? So therefore, even initial computers, the very first stage computers also, they facilitated some sort of word processing capability, right? Before that we got typewriters, so some sort of equipments are there, right? Some different sort of equipments, right? But so computer was so convenient, so they have given some program, the interface like this. You can draft some basic letters, right? And uh, initially, right? So when the printer evolves, right, they have given some options to get print, otherwise just save, right? So close everything. So initially it was like command, it, no, GUI, graphical interfaces, but only the command interfaces, text interfaces. But still, they have given some workspace to draft our letters, right? That's word processing. Word processing, right? Word processing software. So those are softwares, right? So let's say you want to do some, let's say some advanced thing. You want to plan a house, 3D model, right? So today it's like very popular, right? So without building, so before the computer age, what people used to do, right? They built some models, 3D models using maybe cardboards, maybe those kind of things, right? But have you seen such kind of 3D models somewhere? Have you visited Victoria Dam by any chance? Victoria Dam? No. Um right? They have placed some models, building like through some cement and all. The structure they have built, right? So not like, actually those days they haven't had that kind of technology. But today you got 3D modeling softwares. So if you want to build a house before going for actual construction, right? You can graphically design that, and you can walk through, you can place some camps, you can change the structures, those kind of things there you can now check and do, right? 3D simulations, that's called 3D simulations. So for that you need again special type of software where you can build your house, everything, right? If you want, you can design the garden as well, right? And you can walk through virtually, right? So let's say you want to um, play some. some kind of things, right? So inside the architectural arrangements like furniture arrangements, you can do inside also you can design. So this is called 3D modeling. So it's very easy, right? To use computer software instead, we have to use we had to use like uh, very complicated physical designs. Now they're replaced by the computer designs. There are so much of engineers are available now who can do this 3D modelings, right? So that's so convenient. So that's also 3D modeling software. So that is very latest one. So word processing, spreadsheet for calculations, right? So uh, different types of software, isn't it? Right? So those are called applications or programs or softwares, anything, right? Um, so we were talking about hardware problems last time, right? So even softwares also, right? Eat our head sometimes, right? So those are all software problems, right? So the smartest thing is you need to. That's the most difficult part. You should be able to segregate the hardware and software problems, right? Recently, uh, I was diagnosing. I got a call, right, from customer, right? The complaint was her printer is not working. So she sends printouts to the printer through Word or Excel, but so the software is Excel or Word. Let's say Word. That's very easy, no? Right? So it's just saying print, get the printout. So she is now sending the command to the hardware from software, but she complained, so I'm not getting the printout. See, so now so many things came to my mind at once because it can be a software problem, right? Can be a hardware problem. Now, easy things first. So that's how we diagnose the hardware problems also. First, check the connectivity, whether you're getting the power. Without power, you cannot work. So I thought of starting from that end, right? My problem was she was not getting the printout, but my approach was other way around. I asked, I directly asked whether you switch on the printer. At that time, just peep onto the printer. Oh no, it was not on, switch on. See, right? It was not switched on. So without switching on, you can't obviously get the printout. That's very easy thing, right? So that was my approach. But let's say there are some smarter people, right, who could manage bit of hardware, deal with some hardware issues as well. So if I get such a call from that kind of person, what I have to do, right? So I can simply ignore the hardware part because those are side of junior engineers, right? So they do before me, right? They do all the magics with the hardware, right? Then if it is not working, they approach me, right? So in that cases, I sometimes I little bit I right take into the consideration because it can be a bit of hard thing for me also, right? So then I will start from the software, diagnosing from the software. That kind of things can happen. Beauty is, right? Take Microsoft Word and Excel. Microsoft Word and Excel, most popular two softwares in the world, right? You know, without paying the license, right? If you don't pay the license, they will allow you to draft the letter, but they won't allow you to save or take printouts. They'll ask you to pay. You can draft, that's not a problem. You can draft. Comfortably, you can draft. But all your effort is, right, gone. Why? You cannot take the printout or you cannot even save. So what can you do without just, it's like writing a letter using a pen, right? That was it's still it's useful. And you can even post it. But this thing you can't do anything now. Only thing you can do, right, take some photograph using your mobile phone and send it to someone else, right? Uh, You can't do anything else, right? So they will ask to pay them and activate the software. So activation, make it work. So activation. So most of the softwares you need to activate. So they are you need to purchase that, right? So that's very common word. Um, so activation. So activation is very much required. So there are some sort of softwares like free softwares, right? We are using Google Meet now. So up to 100 students. Now we got only two, and right? I can teach without any, right? Without paying anything because they have given 100 users. It's free to use, right? So 100 up to 100 users. But if you are exceeding the 100, right? You have to purchase the software. So why I came away from Zoom? Initially, I started with Zoom, right? What's their limitation? They allow you to conduct 40 minutes free of charge. So if I start your Zoom lesson, right, without paying them, right, I can conduct only 40 minutes. Then I have to wait another 15 minutes. I have to give you an interval and again start the 40-minute session without different with different link. Right? If you want to exceed this one, you need to pay some sort of 4,000 or 3,000 rupees per month. It's not benefited for me, right? So that's why. So we can use some sort of alternations. I know this is inconvenient. For me also it's inconvenient. Why? So they are not given recording. Recording is not inbuilt, right? So I need to use some sort of third party applications to do the recordings. So I'm building my YouTube channel now. Grade 7 is already done, so I will share with you all. So grade 7, we got few more students, right? So I have without any restriction, I have distributed all my class lessons, right? Anyone in the world, if you want, you can refer and, right? So any kid can, grade 7 kids, no, so they can see my videos from the first day itself to up to the last week lesson. So I have uploaded. So I am going to do the same thing for grade 8 also. And the grade 10, that's sort of advanced class, right? So that's also I'm going to distribute, right? So that's good, no? Right. Uh, right. So I was talking about the software limitations. So paying, because why I am telling these things, so this can be a problem where we're going to discuss in a bit, right? So activation, this is a problem. So purchase, licensing is a problem. right? So they will limit your capabilities, right? Free of cost. You know, you already got Google account. Maybe some of you already heard about that. So Google, right? Google account, it's free. Gmail, it's free, right? It's free. Anyone can get email address from Google. It's free for everyone in the world, right? They are given, it's free. Google Mail, right? And with this, you will get Google Drive as well. By any chance, you know what's the capacity they provide free of cost? How many gigabytes they will give you free of cost? Google Drive? No, no idea. 15 gigabytes they will give from their hard disk spaces. 15 GB, right? So it's free. So whoever wants Gmail account got 15 GB of free. So 15 GB is a huge space, right? So why they are giving these type of things free, right? So they have a different um, strategies to earn. You know, Google is a one of the most prominent industry, IT industry, right? So they earn like they are billion dollar companies, right? So still they are giving free emails, free these things, free video conferences. The way we can study, right? We should be great, appreciate that service, right? Right? Uh, so why? So they have different business strategies, right? To earn. That's something else, but they give something to the world also, right? So there are things like that. So these are free softwares, right? As I said, Zoom, it's free for 40 minutes. So that's their contribution. Small meetings, yes, you can still use, but that's for these things are actually personal use, Putala. It's not for the industrial use, right? So if you are earning, right, like a business, right? If you are earning, you should comply with their standards. You have to pay and purchase the license and get it, right? So if you exceed, so business, right? Education, they give some concessions. Educations, right? They give some schools, maybe universities, right? So they don't like businesses that they don't charge like that. They will charge very small. Sometimes they even don't charge that, right? They will charge for the education. So they want to. That's their one of the contribution to the world, right? They provide very concessional rate. They will provide the solutions, but if you are earning through their solutions, it's your whole responsibility to pay and get the proper version. So we don't encourage any cracked versions, right? Any like the people are doing some sort of very dangerous things. Those are very dangerous actually, and it's very harmful and it's not good also, right? So you need to pay and get the license, right? That's software's limitations, right? Uh, right. This just I have given the background of the software, right? Let's go through the book little bit now. Right. So application software. So no software problems. Right. Now we got two types of softwares. You already know about that. What are the two types? Manavadu. Applications is none. What is? Malado, you there? Hmm. Right. Application software and operating system software. Right. So we got two types of software. Right. So problem can come. So anyway, now you already know this one also. Operating system. On top of that, we got app. App 1, app 2, app 3, application software 3, likewise. So on top of operating systems, we got applications. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? Operating system is your base, right? Operating system. Hmm. No answer. So I have to come from the hardware now. Right. What's the first step? Hardware. Assemble. Assemble hardware. So now you build a computer. Right. You fixed everything. This is system unit, keyboard, mouse. Right. You fix the computer. Now, first thing you all have to do now. What? Play some. What kind of software? What kind of software? Now you got the hardware in place. What's your first step now? What? Hmm? Yes, Kuta. Right, you're back, right? No problem, no problem. That's all right. Totally understandable, right? Right. So you got computer in place now. You assembled hardware, so went shop. Now, what's the first thing you need to do? So, without just having hardware, you cannot do anything else. So now, what you going to do? What's your first step now? Tell me, either one of you or both of you. Put some Sarikuta. Still? Or now is it okay? Manula, am I getting stuck? Baputa, just check your connection, please. No, my internet is stable at the moment. Is my whiteboard clear? Now clear, right? Okay, fine. So my question was, right? One of you can answer, right? So I got empty computer, so I have all the hardware, physical components in place. What's my first step now to make this use? You cannot download directly software to the empty computer. What you all have to do first? හරි. ටිකක් තාම මේ පැත්ත අහුවෙලා නැහැ වගේ නේද? So you haven't got that kind of idea, right? So let's, right? අපි දැන් we're talking about software, the application, everything. So I think it's better to give you some understanding about that. So listen carefully, right? So that's very good lesson before we come into this solving those software problems, right? Let's see how you assemble a computer, right? That's important, it seems, right? Then you will get good understanding, right? Let's assemble a computer, right? So now I had a I have requirements now, right? To purchase a computer, right? So I'm going to shop, and there are some specifications I have to tell them. So I'm going to, basically they will ask you, right? They will ask you what kind of things you want to do with this computer, right? Let's say I want very basic computer to do my school works, right? ඔන්න මගේ ඉස්කෝලේ වැඩ ටික කරගන්න මට කම්පියුටරයක් ගන්න ඕනේ. So that's my requirement. So you're not going to do some 3D designing, you're not going to play heavy games, right? Not going to do some simulation. So simply I want to practice my ICT things, right? So very basic computer is enough, right? So I'm going and to a shop and I will tell my requirement. So I want a computer. They will ask whether you want laptop computer or desktop computer. So desktop computer you can't carry here and there, right? You can, but it's very inconvenient, right? Laptop computer you can carry, but your father prefers to get you some. So your parents prefer to have some desktop computer, right? Still they don't want to uh, allow you to play with the computer without their assistance, right? So they ask you to let's go for a big desktop computer and put it in the uh, middle of your house also, right? Right? That kind of things are happening on regular, right? Anyway. So, so they have given you a computer monitor and the system unit. So this is my basic computer, right? Keyboard, mouse, and so finally, hardly you got some two speakers also to listen something. Webcam also. So very simple, right? You also try to practice like this, so, right? This is my system unit. So it's CD or DVD ROM, right? DVD ROM, right? This is power on button, right? This is my monitor. So I got this. So I got everything now, right? Right. Now I assembled everything, switch on. So the things came up, some bulbs all switched on, but nothing is there. It came to a prompt and it's asking something, some lines it was displaying. That's all, right? Now the next thing, right? So if you are buying very first time computer, they will do these things to you. But let's say now you got without any involvement, you just purchase the devices, right? So they will actually, they once you switch on, they the computer will notify you no operating system. It will notify in the screen. It will display in the screen. No operating system found. Ah, now what's the problem? So you purchase a computer, but you haven't put operating system. Operating system, the other way around, system operation. You cannot operate the system now without operating system. Right? Now you only got the physical parts, that's all. Now you have to put operating system. It's such a software, it's a very complicated software which helps to manage all these hardware devices. And it provides the interface to the user to work with this hardware. Right? So here we have here, right? So through the operating system only we can control these components. So it says now no operating system found, right? Now all I have to do, the very first thing, install operating system. Ebabuta, tell me the operating systems you know already. Hmm. Of course, Microsoft Windows, right? Windows, right? Ubuntu, yes, yes. Ubuntu, Linux, Chrome OS. That's enough. That's enough. More than enough. There are some operating Unix. You got Unix. You got I don't remember desktop operating Linux. So many Linux flavors are there, like SUSE Linux, Red Hat Linux, Kali Linux, right? The different flavors, right? Mint Linux, uh, Ubuntu also different Fedora Linux. Likewise, there are so many CentOS, so many flavors, right? So anyway, you need to choose according to your requirement what's going to be your operating system. So Mac OS is out. Why? It's not generally it's not compatible with our things. So they provide their hardware. That's called Apple hardware. You can't put Mac OS to the other hardwares. Then you need to purchase Apple computer. So we bought, so that's different case. We bought general computer, right? So we are not going to use, right? We're not going to use Mac OS. So this is out for the moment. So Windows, that's the most popular, most convenient one. So that we prefer that because we got so many applications, right? It's widely compatible. So many users throughout the world, right? User friendly, right? Less costly. You can work. You can install in most of the hardware devices, right? Ubuntu, yeah, it's possible. It's also next popular operating system. Linux, that also possible. Chrome OS, again, it's out. Why? Chrome OS is dedicated for this kind of thing. That's called Chromebook. This is MacBook, let's say MacBook, right? So these are hardware, different hardware. Chromebook. So Chrome OS is compatible with Chromebooks, or the Google is the OS from Google, right? So they have some dedicated devices, right? But these are for popular. Ubuntu, Microsoft Windows, Ubuntu and Linux, it's popular among the people. So you need to install one of these operating system. Ubuntu is free again. Linux, yeah, that's also free, but there are paid versions as well. Microsoft Windows, it's paid version, no free versions. You can evaluate within certain period, that's for free, but Microsoft Windows is not free. Ubuntu is free, right? So there's a paid version. So you need to purchase, then you have a computer, you need to purchase. Let's say we are going to install Microsoft Windows, right? This is my preferred one. Huh? So I paid, and purchase a Microsoft Windows solution. Came in the CD-ROM. Then you turn, right? This is my Microsoft Windows CD, right? Now all you have to do, put this DVD into the DVD drive, start the computer, and it will guide you to install the operating system. Then they are not about that. You understood? So all you have to purchase this operating system, and first of all, you need to place operating system. Keep this in mind forever, as long as you do ICT, or even if you don't, but remember that, right? Without operating system, nothing will work. So that's my very first thing. Install. Now is your doubt clear? Right. So first thing, hardware. This next one, operating system. Right? Right. Now, so once you install the operating system using the CD or the pen drive or the any other thing, any other way, this message disappears. So no operating system. That now it no more it prompts no operating system, saying no operating system, because it got operating system now. Right? Now it will start a beautiful graphical operating system, right? Starting, and it detects your mouse also, right? Right? It detects the mouse, the cursor pointer. It appears now, right? It gives you a start menu. It gives some applications, icons, right? So what is this appearance called? Yes, that depends, Puta. Yeah, I got your question. That depends. So now here we are talking about Microsoft Windows, right? They will give you plenty of application softwares, right? It's like this, right? First thing, application software, right? Let's say calculator. You need no need to pay additionally for this software. Calculator, it's a software which bundles with your operating system, right? They will give, understand? Calculator is an application software, but they bundles. You can download calculator applications from the internet. So many calculators, it's like real looking calculators also you can download, but Microsoft will give you a calculator. It's an application, right? And let's say you want to change the wallpaper, or you wanted to put the theme, right? So that application, wallpaper, right? So they will give you, to make it beautiful, they will give you a wallpaper application, right? Let's say you want to listen to a music, so the media player, or you can see the movie, right? Media player application that comes with the software, it's inbuilt, that's bundled, right? Let's say you want to do some emailings, or before that you want to browse the internet, so they will give you an internet browser, that's called Internet Explorer or Edge, that's the name, right? So you want to send some emails, they will give you an application, email application called Outlook, right? So they will give very basic interface to draft your word processing as well. You want to, I told you, know, word processing is the very first software, right? They will give some word processing software, notepad or text pad, not the text pad. Which text documents you can edit? Let's say text pad, text document editor, and you want to see the pictures, right? They will give you a picture viewer. Some I'll write here, right? Um, see, some kind of entertainments like games, right? Um, what else? Some default notifications like notifications like your weather, maybe traffic information, those kind of widgets, right? Kind of thing. Clock application, world clock, world times, right? Those kind of things, right? Those are applications, right? Let's say clock. So that depends, Puta, right? So these are things actually generally you can see with any operator. Even you buy you install Ubuntu, these kind of applications will come natively. You will get it. So why then Microsoft is so popular than Ubuntu? What's the reason? This is free also. This we have to pay, right? So if you compare the market, this is bit of they have a high market share, right? Than Ubuntu. So what's the difference? Any idea? Manuladu? Why? Microsoft Windows is a bit popular among the people. Both the solutions give this kind of solution. I mean the application software. Yes, because excellent. It's compatibility. It's about compatibility. So Microsoft Windows is so popular, right? So the community is very high, very big, right? And it's very user friendly. So they have a very big communities of even the less capable people also can work with the Microsoft Windows type operating system than Ubuntu. It is bit of complicated thing, right? But security wise, yes, still they say that this is higher, but Microsoft Windows is also they also strengthen their security levels, right? This basically the compatibility and the convenience, right? So people like to pay and work with Windows and the because the compatibility. So you want to get better word processing software. So you no need to buy any additional thing. Why? Microsoft again says, oh, we have a very good package called Office. See their business now. So they're given the operating system. It's comparatively low cost, right? So now I want good word processing software and the spreadsheet and the presentation software. This yes, we have a package, Office package. You pay us. I will give you a beautiful package. Now, now we can install. Now operating system is now already we placed here, right? Operating system we placed here. This you have to remember. It's very important thing I am telling today. So because you can't solve the problems without knowing the architecture, right? Now here, right? So software. So now you know that they bundled with the software, right? So this is my system unit. So now Where are you going to install the operating system? On hard disk drive, right? Hard disk drive. Operating system, right? So one filler is completed now. Operating system we got. So for our convenience, even your book says most of they are taken. Most of the things are from Microsoft Windows. So we'll stick into that, right? So operating system Microsoft Windows we put. Now they say I want I got requirement. Now why I brought this to do my school works, right? So now teacher is giving so much of lessons, do this work, do that work, create the presentations, right? I want to do this exercise. You need to prepare Excel sheet, a whole lot of things. Now what we're going to do? So when I check it out, it's not available. So you need to purchase application softwares now. So operating system, it's completed now. Now on top of this, because they are given something these things, but teacher is saying something else, right? So you can't do that practicals. So our next lesson is Microsoft word processing. So here they have used very common things. They are not aligned with the Microsoft this one, but the if you go to grade 10 9, right? They will align with the Microsoft Word software, right? So we'll use that, right? Now I'm going to install on top of these applications. What are the applications? Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Uh, Now I can make use these applications. Now is this clear to you? Without operating system, you cannot operate the computer, right? So you need, that's a very basic requirement, operating system. Then only you can make use, right? Now, so now you got two type of software. Operating system is a software, and these are application. See, this is how it derives. පොතේ ඉස්සෙල්ලාම තියෙන්නේ නේද? That's ඒකනේ තියෙන්නේ එකපාරටම. So this is how it derives. Hardware, then came software. Software then divided into two parts: application software and the operating system software. The first thing is application operating system software. Then only application comes. Right? Got the point? Now is it clear? Can we move forward? Right. So troubleshooting the application software. What that means? So things are happening here in this layer. Now we clearly got two layers. So I'm going to erase these things, right? Manulla, no sound from you. You there? Still no sound, right? Okay. Isn't this clear? Babu, is it clear? No issues? Or you need some more clarifications? It's clear, right? So, with your understanding, tell me. So, I got computer. This is my system unit. So, what's the first thing going to do now? This is my blank system unit, the computer. Let's say computer. So, what's the first thing I'm going to do here? Okay, then the next one. Okay. All right. Okay, operating system. So that's the first thing. So keep that in mind. Okay, operating system. That's my first layer. So I have to complete the operating system, right? Then now the third one, I'm going to put some required applications, apps. So we got two layers: operating system related software, and the next one is application, operating system, and the application. Right. Now, problems are problems. It can arise from any level, right? Now we build a computer. That's my hardware layer. This is my hardware layer. Then operating system. Then application. So you got three things where you can get problems, right? Let's right. Okay. Hardware. We discuss so much of things. Operating systems. We haven't talked yet. Application. We haven't. So we just understood the architecture of a computer. Right now, here I was telling you, so I was answering your questions, right? You saw so much of applications, right? So any application can malfunction, right? It can go wrong. Those are application related issues. Even your operating system display can malfunction, you know, due to virus attack. There are so many threats from the outside world, right? They are struggling, they are doing their maximum efforts to, now you tell me why, right? So they are putting their maximum efforts to safeguard this layer, protect this layer. Why is that? Why is that? That's a general question. Mhm. Yes, this is the easiest target, right? So if they crash operating system, right, attacking any form, if you could attack to the operating system layer, what will happen? Your entire application will It cannot run, right? It cannot execute because the base is gone, right? So the bad guys are always attempt to attack this layer, right? Now you think how strength, how mm, much efforts they should put to safeguard this operating system from their, right? So that's why I told no security. So Microsoft is doing the maximum efforts to safeguard the operating system. Ubuntu, yes, their developers also doing the same, right? So you say the compatibility, why this one is so popular, and the supportability. They support users. Those are again costly, but they support users too. If something goes wrong with the operating system, they will try to fix. So the Ubuntu kind of things, those are free solutions. So you cannot go with the support. You cannot request the support, but there are communities who provide support, but they provide the company organization level support. That is more important. The designer level support, right? So that is important. That is one thing, right? So operating system. So you need to protect operating system. Why? If the base is gone, everything will be gone, right? So you need to put best efforts to safeguard the operating system, right? Right. Now, what are the application softwares? Now you told me, right? You already told word process software, spreadsheet, web browsers, here, internet, email application, imaging softwares. Those are the applications, right? So what are the problems we can get with the applications? Now here we got applications. What are the problems we can get? Basically, you you double click the icon calculator, you click the icon, but it doesn't appear. It won't open. Is that a problem or not? It's a it's a problem, right? So it's not happy. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. Does not run. That's the general term we use, right? It doesn't run. It doesn't open the application. I was expecting that calculator application will pops up, but it was not, right? So even I click no response, even though it's open. Okay, luckily I got the calculator application here, the display and the keys 1, 2, 3 like that, plus minus. So this I got the calculator icon, this application, but when I click the buttons or the interface, it won't respond. So I keep on pressing the one here using my mouse, but the number one doesn't appear here. No. That means the second one, no response. You saying hello, hi, but the other from other end there's no response. It doesn't acknowledge my request, right? But it's open. The first time it doesn't open. It didn't come at all. But the next one, it came up, but no response, right? And the inability to see the interface. So this appearance, it's called the interface. Inability to see the interface, right? Even though it appears, it's something. It's not perfect, right? That's not perfect. Though it's not fulfilling my expectations. That one. And the next one, right? It took long time to open. Yesterday it was very fine. I just after clicking that it came up. But today I was waiting. After 2, 3 minutes time, it suddenly it appears. Something unusual, right? Something unusual. So it was not meeting my expectations. So that's also a problem for me. for me, right? So that's the type of a problem. So cannot be that much slow, right? Taking long time. Does not respond to the user commands. So I was telling, right, it's just similar to the no response. So I'm telling 1, 2 plus 3, 4, but it is not responding. It's not responding. I'm not getting the answers, right? Indicates incorrect functioning. I press what? It appears 10. That incorrect, right? Those are actually in today's world, those are right fixed to the end. But still, yes, this kind of thing happened. I was expecting something else. It's giving something else. The response, right? Those comes with the man-made applications, right? The custom applications, you can see some those are called bugs. I was expecting something. I was expecting. I know the result it should provide, but I'm getting something else. So that indicates incorrect function. It's called incorrect function, right? Bugs. You know bugs, right? Trust. Those are the things you should take into the consideration. So when you're talking about the software problems, now let's say the solutions. Right. The first one does not run. Right. Right. What's the problem? Our problem. They started with the solution one. Okay. Let's say my application is not responding. Manula, do you know what? Yeah. Ah, okay. Okay. Last time I talked to you, but you're not there, right? Uh, right. So, Hibaputa, what was I telling? Like solution one. What's my problem? So take one problem. So we'll try to resolve that. Then you will get, yeah. Hmm. You took little bit of advanced part. Okay. Takes long time to open. So many reasons, right? I will come to that in a minute. Okay. Let's say application is not responding, right? It came up, but it's not responding to the why I took this one, right? So your one can relate into the hardware issues as well. It's taking too long means it can go up to the hardware layer problem, right? Taking too long. Your hard disk is damaged up to that level it can go, right? So let's be careful with that kind of problems, right? Right. First one, I will take small example, right? So it's not functioning, it's not responding to my request. So what I can do, there's a close button. उदाहरण close button එකක් තියෙනවා මේ හැම එකෙම minimize, maximize and close. නේද? Close button එකක් තියෙනවා. So you can close that one. Try to reopen it, right? It got open but still same. Right. Now what happened? Right? We'll go to the solution 2. So it's like a flow chart now. You have to try small things first, right? Just close the application and reopen it. It doesn't work as expected. So we'll go to the solution to what they said. Find out if the software is compatible with the specification of a computer and with the installed operating system. Software compatibility is the feature of software components of systems which allows you to function together. A software which compatible with one computer environment may not be compatible to another. For instance, some software that are compatible with Windows operating system do not work with the Mac operating system. Therefore, check whether the software is compatible with the computer operating systems. If the software is compatible, go to the next step. Right. Application compatibility. So we were talking about different operating systems. I told you, no, you're selling Mac operating system. So Mac compatible applications cannot put into the Windows operating system. That's an incompatibility. Even if you try to put anyhow, so many problems you need to face. There are compatible softwares, but generally they will give you two application setup options, right? As an example, Microsoft Word, right? You get two flavors basically. One is for their native operating system, that is Microsoft Windows. The second one for Mac operating system. Both the operating systems, this application is compatible, but two different setup files, two different CDs. Here you get different CD for Mac. Here you get different CD for Windows. Two different types. So they are written language, the way the architecture is so totally different, but ultimately it provides the same functionality. Appearance, interface, everything is quite similar, right? But the behind the architecture, compatibility with this fellow is different. Because Mac operating system can understand Mac type of command from the application, right? Windows operating system can understand Windows commands. It's like you got a friend from Spain. Let's say she doesn't know any other language, only Spanish she knows, or French. Let's say French. You got a friend in France, right? And you got friend in Japan. She knows only Japanese, right? Now you can't use either English to communicate with them, right? So if you want to communicate, what you have to do? You need to talk in French with your uh, France friend, and you need to learn Japanese to communicate with the Japan friend, right? So similarly, right, the Windows operating system cannot understand the Mac commands, right? Mac operating system cannot understand the Windows command. The architecture is different, right? So then you need to put the appropriate application. See, so for their market sustainability, they develop both the versions. You can download the Mac version, right? Go to any website, they will give you different operating systems also. Linux version also they give. Chromebook version also they give, right? So if you take iPhone, right? So they give iPhone compatible applications. If you get Android phone. If you get Windows phone, Windows compatible applications. So different, but the functionality is still same, right? So you need to check the compatibility with the operating system, whether you put the correct one. So if this is Windows, you need to get the Windows operating system application, compatible application. This is Mac operating system, you need to get the Mac operating system, right? So that's our second check. First check, close the application and reopen it. Still it's not working. So let's go the check the compatibility. Those are within a fraction you should get into your mind. Wow, this is incompatible. Remove it out. Take the good one, download the correct one, install it. Probably your problem might solve, right? So that's that. Within a fraction you should get this kind of right. The third solution, check whether the software is licensed. I told you, no, some limitations with paying and non-paying limitations. මට කිව්වනේ මුලදීම pay කරන්න තියෙනවට pay කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා, right? So pay, you need to pay their price to make it work. Otherwise they will hide the functionality. Functionality is there, but they will hide, right? So then you need to, if they're asking to if they're asking some money to enable the feature, you need to pay and enable it. Once you pay, they will give you a license key or some way of activation, it will enable, right? So they provide the application. This is your application. This is a nice looking calculator, scientific calculator, but it won't function. They are asking some license key. Pay the license, get the key, put it, started working. Alright. right? It's like that. There are some, not some, most of the instances are today is like this, right? Fourth one, the repair option. Repair. So if you want to remove this application using repair command, actually repair is not removing. Repair means it will check the installed, the configured programs are installed properly. It will repair the things. Let's say this application got 100,000 files, right? 1,000 files required to work this application properly. But out of this 1,000, two files were corrupted due to sudden power failure. Right? Two corrupted. So that causing the issue. So these are very critical two files that is keep on stacking your application. So they have given some option called repair, right? So we can try repairing this application where it will check against the original configuration is already there. So it will check here we got 1,000, right? So from one it will keep on checking. Two it's right, three is right. Let's say 756 file it corrupted, right? It will replace this 776 file with the original file. Likewise, it will keep on repairing the 100,000 files and it will say repair completed. Now you can try, right? So that is one way of fixing it. You can try the repair option and these are options, right? Restart the computer and try, right? Repair, then restart the computer, because restarting impacts so much of things, right? You need to restart the computer and try to get it to work, right? The fifth one, uninstall the problematic software from the computer and reinstall some software. You will need some assistance from the teacher for confirm solutions. ඒවා කරනකොට ටීචර් ගෙන් මෙයා ගන්නු නැත්නම් තියෙන ඔක්කොම වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ කියලා ගලවලා අයින් කරලා, right? You will be in trouble. Teacher will punish you, right? The, without, right, listening to me. See, uninstall. Uninstall means just you are removing this. This is not repairing, right? You are going to uninstall. Uninstall means you taking off this solution, right? So you got application, it's not working. You thought it is not working, so you take it off. Now nothing is there. Be careful with that solution, right? Then you need some sort of CD or the pen drive or internet downloads to reinstall the software, right? So you need to anyhow you need to get the source files, right? So anywhere you need to through any media you need to get the source files to establish the software. I told you, no operating system you will get it from through the CD-ROM. Likewise, applications also comes with the CD-ROMs or pen drives or the cloud you can download and install. Right? You should know all those behind stories to get this back. Right? Then they are telling, right, don't try these things, removing and installing again, right? Get some assistance from the teacher. Teacher might show you. Maybe we can do a small practical session next time. I can show you some. I install and uninstall repair. I can show you. Just Hibabuta, just remind me next time. Keep a note. Remind me, show how to do a repair, reinstall, removing and reinstalling application. Right? I will do a small demonstration for you. Right? Keep that note. Um, the above problems of application may be resolved easily, right? Such problems can occur due to the viruses. Hmm? That it's not a practical. I will do a demonstration. Install, repair, and uninstall. Uninstall of application. So in this solution they have given, right, repair the problematic software, uninstall and reinstall the software. I will give you. So anyway, I think it's better to do a practical session to understand this kind of thing, right? Next whole week I will take you through a computer session, right? You can understand. So remind me from the beginning itself, you remind me, okay? Because we are going to before we start the word processing thing, I will take you through some video demonstrations and everything, right? So then it will be so it will revise you, like the changing the time. I demonstrated not changing the time, the time zone and everything, but these kind of things I will show you how application, how operating system works, how application works, right? So how to repair the application, how to uninstall and reinstall the application, how to download the application from the internet, right? So anything, right? So what do you mean by setup file? What do you mean by installing? Keep that everything, right? So then one by one I will show you, right? Some problems I cannot demonstrate because problem comes, I can't simulate the problems, no, right? If problem comes, I can show you, but if it doesn't, right, we'll do some practical demonstration, right? Right, virus. I was talking about virus. Virus, not only the operating system, it can attack to applications as well. Oh, this is very bad fellow. Virus, very bad fellow. Uh, how to draw that kind of thing? It's bad fellow. Virus, right? It can attack to operating system as well as the applications. Bad guy, right? So virus is a very bad guy. It's also a software. Don't be wonder about that, right? It's a software. Virus is a type of software. Why? It runs on the hardware. It's again application. Virus is application written by some, how should I say? Very, yes, hacker. They create viruses due to various reasons. First one, for money. Yes, easily it's for money, to earn money. They can earn a lot of money. So if you can break someone else, that's a sort of very bad business in the IT industry. Second one, for entertainment. I hurt you and I enjoyed, right? Virus developers. And some people, they developed for education purposes. I want to know how things can. Some people, they create viruses to fight with another virus, right? You created a virus, or virus is just name, right? You created an application where you can hack or you can damage my files. What should I do? I should create more powerful application than yours to defend your attack. Am I right? Ah, right. So antivirus software is a such kind of software. Antivirus software, right? So we install operating system. See here. we put AV, that is antivirus. Write down these things. AV, antivirus solution. Right. Before anything comes to the operating system, this fellow scans, checks. So if you go through an airport or some maybe a religious place, very prominent religious place, that they will check. So if you want to go to some president's house, or maybe you want to go to prime minister's place or the parliament, right? They will check. You have to undergo very serious checks, right, before you enter that place, right? So likewise, antivirus software, whatever comes, right? So all the traffic, we say, traffic and the signals passing to the operating system, it will scan, right? It has some mechanisms to catch. Ah, right, this bad fellow is coming. Right, you keep it here. Right? You stay here, don't go. I don't allow you to go. Right? You check. All right, you are good. Go. Right? You known to me. Go. Right? Likewise. So again, bad fellow comes. But there are some incident, yes. I'm really doubt about you. Okay, I will allow. Go. Oh, that fellow can harm the computer. Yes, there is a small, slightly, there's a chance. Yes. Without the antivirus, with the antivirus also, there are some chances that the threats can go inside. Right? So the antivirus developers, they do so, right? How your teacher catches you. So if you are doing something else in the classroom, so teacher allows all you to come and sit. So how she catch? What are the methods he use? Nibabuta. మనలేదు කොහොමද ටීචර් අල්ලගන්නේ ඔයාලා වැරද්දක් කරනවා. Now I can easily catch both of you because I'm expecting some answer. No one is answering. Right? So that's the behavior. Right? So she was expecting you to listen carefully. You are talking with someone else. She straight away she target you. That's called behavioral analysis. Right? So I was asking some question, but no one was responding. So that's behaviorally. So now I can see you both of you might sleeping now, or maybe away from the session, right? So anything I can doubt, right? See, so these are examples, right? I know you both of you very listening very right, right, uh, right. So likewise, behavior analysis also doing. So why antivirus solution is expecting this fellow to behave like this, but he is abnormally behaving. So I catch him and keep it aside. No, I'm not sure about you. Then I will catch you, just like a policeman. Come and sit here. So that's how, right? So the virus software, that's how there are different very nice mechanisms, right? You can learn. So cybersecurity experts are there in this world, right? Those are very interesting fields in the computer industry. Cybersecurity, very nice fields, right? Highly paid, right? Those kind of things. So these are very in your age also you learn these kind of things, right? You can take the hundreds of decisions, right? You have so many ways open in the ICT field, right? So antivirus guard. So antivirus software. So let's say we don't have antivirus software, so anything can come and attack. So can be a virus impact, right? So those kind of things are actually related to application softwares. No, not sorry, virus. In this case, that virus attacks to the application directly. So it can harm the application behavior, right? So then now see the problems. So we got 5 minutes. The operating system problems. right? Slow in starting a computer. So this again from the beginning, right? So here now I'm not going to talk about the application. So these are related to operating system. Now only this layer we have. See, if I create this syllabus, I could have put operating system issues first because that's the first layer. Now they talk about application layer and they come to OS layer, right? So now anyway, it's okay, but it's easy to understand. First, we'll see operating system. Very visible problems you can see. Slowness of a computer. Slowness you have to compare, right? So very first day it was very fast. The second day is very slow. What can be a problem? What type of problem, right? Not being responsive to the user command due to slow processing, displaying the blank display screen, right? Right. I'm asking very simple question now. So I bought a computer, I installed operating system, no applications yet. So only operating system native applications comes in the operating system. So I worked throughout the day, right? I was so happy. Next day also, the second day, I started the computer, started like, right, the fraction, right, it started flashing, flash start, within 10 seconds, the computer came up, I was very happy, played some here and there, so checks everything. I thought of installing a game, right, my computer is so beautiful now, I want to play some game, right, I installed this game, let's say PUBG, right, hold on. No one game names, right? So anyway, one game, right? I installed game is a application. So this is application, right? On top of operating system, I installed game. I played the game, right? Shut the computer. Next day, when I opened the computer, it was taking long time to start the computer. What was the nearest reason for that? Don't go that deeper. So nearest reason could be the game, right? The behavior of this application might cause the slow startup, right? Because the very next day it was working fine. Just after installing this game, right? Computer became slow, right? Don't go beyond that storage, the RAM level. Don't think too much about that, right? For the moment, it's good if you can think up to that level, but right, the quickest um, mm, what do you call the clue we can get that this might game might cause the slowness because it was working perfectly. Just after installing my game, it was okay, but when I restart the computer, it was slow. Right? Now you know that. Right? So check the changes in between. That's the quickest way. So now you can't do that one that thing for your some others computer because you don't know the things they have done. So then you can ask, was it okay yesterday? He says no. Day before yesterday, yes. What are the changes you have done during yesterday then? So that's the easiest way to uh, find out the possible causes. Understanding babu තමන්ලද තේරුණාද අපි බලන්න ඕන changes yes right so the nearest changes ඔයගේ දේවල් බලනකොට right not being responsive to the user commands due to slow processing right uh, the problem A computer may slow down due to several startup applications programs due to smaller space of hard disk, right? Resolve the problem, log in from administrator account necessary. Your teacher will attend to solving the problem, right? So with this we'll wind up. So there are basically two types of user accesses, right? First one, administrator, and the next one is user. Two types of security levels. So user just they can work, execute. Administrator can configure, right? So how to get the differentiation? Through groups to the password. Administrator has different password. User has different username and password. Administrator has different username and password. Pass. Two usernames, two passwords. So let's say I got administrator rights, right? So I got administrator. So I have different username and password. You both of you got usernames and password for user level access. So you have a limited access to do. You can't remove the applications I was telling you, removing, repairing. You can't do such kind of critical things. You need administrator powers to do that one, right? So user can work simply. So with that we minimize the damages can happen to the computer, right? So user is very little privileges, but administrator can do anything, even can format or completely erase the computers if you know the administrator passwords, right? Right. So you can become administrator for your home computer, but school they won't allow, right? They will put administrator password. They keep that privilege for the teacher, ICT teacher or the lab instructor, or whoever, right? Because students can do so many magics now with these things, right? If they know the administrator password, right, they will do all the experiment. Very next day, teacher has to install 50 computers because they have done nice practical, right? One nice guy, right? Somehow we come to know about how to erase everything from the computer. It's called formatting, right? You know the guy is right. Uh, so they wanted to do that practical. They one fellow stole an administrator password just like a hacker, right? And using that, they executed that command. Very next day, when teacher owns the computer, our first what was our first error message? No operating system found. They have formatted everything. They erased everything inside the hard disk. The operating system gone. Now nothing is there. Let's say 50 computers. What will happen to your teacher? Right? So that's why they are restricting. So administrative password they keep it very securely because it can do magics with for the computer, right? Can do so many things, everything it can do with the administrator, right? So use access they will provide, right? Uh, right. Uh, Solution: close unnecessary applications, programs running of startup means when the computer operating system starts, right? I told you it brings to this appearance the interface called desktop. The operating system once switch on the computer operating system take you to the place called desktop where you can start your works with the icon, start menu, date, and time, everything. This is called desktop, the interface, very first initial interface, right? With the mouse cursor, keyboard is responding, right? User command, it start. From this point onwards, it start the user commands, accepting, right? User command. So desktop, that's the very first place you are getting into the computer, right? So when it is starting, actually several applications, app 1, app 2, app 3, during this process, it will open some applications background without knowing because it required, right? Like let's say date time. Date time can't be, right? Once you open the date, well, open the computer, it cannot be yesterday's date, no? Can computer say, no, no, I will take some time to update the date? So it's trying to get the correct date when it is opening itself, right? Am I right? Desktop, right? So when it giving the desktop, it will give the correct date and time also. So that application executing in the background, clock application. Otherwise, clock will come later, 2 months back, after, right, 2 hours after, but the desktop something else. No, it can't be. That's very slow processing and it's a very incorrect configuration. So it should come with the desktop itself. So it's application running behind that. So not only that, there are some applications. You know, printer is loading background. Print applications, maybe something. Yeah, Google Meet or the Teams application or Zoom is loading background, right, to make it faster, right? So these are called startup apps. Startup apps. That these are lessons. Remember this startup apps, which starts with the operating system. Startup apps. Let's say app 3 is causing so much of problems. It's very slow. It's taking so much of time, right? It's corrupted or something else. App 3 is very problematic. App 3. Because of that, my entire this is startup process. No, this goes startup process. So from once you switch on the computer, it takes you to the desktop, opening these three applications in the background. These are called startup apps. This is called startup process. Startup process. This is the entire process. It has to complete. But regularly it takes 30 seconds. But now, because of this app 3, we realize that it's taking 2 minutes. Purely because of this app 3. Right? So what should I do now, Vibhapata? What should I do now? Right? No worries. You have option to close this one. Stop processing. Once you get into the desktop, there's an option to disable this app for the moment, right, until you fix it or forever. Right? You don't want to start this fellow. Maybe later we can switch on. I don't want to come with the startup process. That I will show you in next practical. Right? Write down that also. You tell me, show me how to disable the startup apps. What are the startup apps? And show me how to disable it. Right? I will show you. App 3. So app 3 is causing the problems. Right? So I can temporarily or permanently disable the app 3. So now it came to 30 seconds again. So this is, you need to identify this problematic application. Right? Disable it. Then is remove unnecessary files from hard disk cleanup also. So you have put so much of hundred thousands of files into a computer. Now it became slow. Right now what you have to do, you need to do a disk cleanup. You clean it up. Unnecessary stuff you can remove. Right? Maybe some temporary files. Right? If the solutions fail, use repair option to lock the right. Just like application repair, you can repair the operating system as well. There's option. These are a bit of advanced things, Putala. But remember, similar to applications, there are ways to repair the operating system. I told you, operating system got 100,000 files. Let's say, not more than that, definitely, but 100,000 files. Let's say from 5,000 to 5,500, 500 apps corrupted, right? But you can't find out what are the 500 files individually. What you can do, they have given options for repair. Right? They will check with the original CD or the source. They will check one by one. It's a very speedy process, but it will check. But they found there are 500 files different than the original setup. So they will replace these 500 files. That way you can do a repair, operating system level repair. right? So these are bit of advanced things. This repair can corrupt your applications as well. So you need to ready with all the next level issues if you are going this kind of diagnosis, right? You need to be confident with this kind of things. These are things, right? But you have to remember, right? That's repair option. If repair option 2 down, then reinstall the operating system, right? Nothing works. That's our last. Yes, nothing works. What I'm going to do, right? Nothing works. I will remove the operating system from the hard disk. Take the hard CD-ROM again. Start everything erase inside the hard disk. I got now clean just like a hard disk, no viruses, nothing. I'm going to start from the beginning just like I bought very new computer, right? So now the first time, so it's just similar to the first time you're going to install the operating system, right? You put the operating system again, you establish operating system here. It start as a fresh computer. That's the last way of doing things. If nothing works, you can't do. So in that case, you need to take some backups. Let's say you have created, you got so many science, ICT, right, maths, so documents inside the computer. So when you are erasing things, these things also can go. Right, what you can do, you can take out these things to pen drive or something, of the CD-ROM, or maybe somewhere you need to save hard disk, external hard disk. Take this backup. This is the taking out from the computer. It's taking backup, right? It's called taking backup. Uh, all the necessary files you take backups. All the applications will go off. You have to remember the license. Write down the license because you are paid. So keys you need to remember. So many things you have to do, right? So remove, take the backup of these documents, erase everything, put the operating system, start from the beginning. That's your fresh start again, right? So people used to do. Some people I know, like maybe after 2 years work, so still feel like my computer is slow. I don't do a very good refresh. I start from the beginning. So they back up whatever the required things, then they install the latest operating systems and they, right, quite uh, comfortable with that solution. So that's one solution they given, right? Blank desktop. Right. I think that's enough for the day, right? We discussed so many things today, right? Uh, what do you feel? Is it okay? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ right? Okay. Right. Next time we'll do some practicals. And next week I'm going to finish this lesson 2. Right. So I got only one page left. So I have enough time to do some practicals. I'll show you how to repair and everything. Then I will move into the word processing thing. That is very, very interesting, right? And that is two-page lesson. Then move into the programming part. Be ready. That is logical, right? That is logical, and that is you need to think and do. That's called logical, right? You need to think. You need to remember the basic stuff. Then you need to build up. Right? No worries. Step by step, we'll move forward, right? Then Putala, then we took 15 minutes more also, right? I think it's worth because today's lesson is very critical and it's required for your next years also, right? Remember these things. So anyway, these things will go into the YouTube, right? Uh, if you don't remember, just go through it. I will share the links, right? Then good night. Hope to see you next week. Good night, Ivan. Okay, you too. Bye.